Welcome to VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. Here's some of my NBA thoughts. NBA. What can I say? This has been, and I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment, because I've experienced the NBA in the 80s. I remember the NBA in the 90s. I remember the NBA in the knots. And I remember the NBA last decade. And also, I was told about the NBA in the 70s and the NBA, ABA, and all of that. So I'm not being a prisoner of the moment here when I say this, because this is definitely something that I'm amazed by. This NBA, not basically season, but this era of NBA right now is possibly one of the best eras. I'm not going to say because of the players or because of the superstars. I'd have to go a decade back or 2 decades back for that, for some of the best players, arguably. But I will say, as far as with excitement, this has to be one of the best eras that I've seen and that I've experienced. Whereas the style of play, some of the different style of plays that teams have, and it's matchups, and there's no more. Sure, some try to be all-out defense and action and reaction and just being reactive. That works. That helps sometimes. Sure. But now, it seems like there's truly a number of teams that can win. Granted, we all know the super teams will always be there, or your franchise team will always have a puncher's chance or an opportunity to win. But some of these other teams can come in and win. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a team that's spending a lot of money. Or basically a team in a small market can win as well. Check out the Milwaukee Bucks, check out Toronto, but also the teams in a large market, LA. But this era is definitely one of the best eras as far as with play itself, and then your up and coming rising superstars, and not to mention the dynasties. And I'm using dynasty in the loosest term, because what Steve Curry, Golden State, has been able to accomplish over the number of years that he's been a coach, I just got to tip my hat to it. They're not my team. I'm definitely not a fan, and I do know fans that were Golden State fans back in 2000 or even before 2000 in the 80s. Yeah. But also, there are some bandwagoners, people that jumped on the Golden State ticket now. That's okay, that's fine. Do what you do. But I'm just saying this to say that that team that Steve Kerr inherited and took to a different level, because Mark Jackson probably built and laid the foundation for that team. And Steve Kerr took that foundation and was able to mold it in a new, different image. And with teams like that, with injuries, salary cap, there's going to be ebbs and flows. But for them to be able to reinvent themselves every year, except for the years where the injuries just decimated them and they were unable to compete. But even when they were unable to compete, they had young stars which were pretty much trying out to see if they're going to be good enough for when the team gets healthy or when the team got back healthy. So for them to be able to keep this longevity in a NBA where it's not about longevity, it's about being able to build quickly or determine on what kind of team you're going to be. Because not everybody plays to win. Not everybody tries to win. Granted, they've implemented things to prevent that or to not let it happen as often. But we know how that goes. We know how that goes. And Steph Curry, it's like, wow. I really never had much dislike for him. He did definitely deserve a lot of jokes and got a lot of jokes, but he's definitely going to go down as one of the best players, not of all time, but one of the best players to play the game for sure. And Kevin Durant, what he's doing is silly, and silly in a good way. And I don't care if he has burner accounts or not. That's fine, that's okay. The thing about the NBA, they allow the personality to show. They allow these players to have personalities and to be them, to be who they are. And these personalities are attractive. These personalities bring people to the sport and bring people to the game. But that is a double-edged sword because these same personalities can also turn off. It just depends on who you are, and that's always the case. But for the NBA, and so far through the season, it's unpredictable. Yes. Are there certain teams that should end up challenging or will be challenging at the end? Yes. Golden State's there. Still got Brooklyn. Still got Milwaukee's doing what they do. The Bulls are showing life, I guess. Phoenix is doing what Phoenix do since they've been out of trouble. No? Yeah? Still there? Okay, still there. This is just for me to say that the NBA season is good.